What if I told you the house that people were passing up on could actually be your dream home and you don't need thousands of dollars in your bank account to make it happen? I'm here with Glenn, one of my
Hello.
favorite loan officers, and today we're going to be talking about rehab loans. So what is even a rehab loan?
Well, it's my favorite type of loan. And you kind of touched on it before, not having thousands of dollars. You know, when you close on a house, there's not much money left over in a lot of cases, especially on Long Island, to start doing renovations. But it's an opportunity to buy the worst house on the block and turning it into your dream home. So basically, we offer 100% of the financing for the renovation within the same loan as purchasing the home. So if you are pre-approved for $600,000 and you buy a home for $500,000, you could do $100,000 worth of renovation all in the same loan. But the best part is we appraise the home on the value after the work is complete. So you're kind of creating your own equity and maybe even able to roll in some closing costs through a seller's concession. So the rehab loan gives you a lot of options. You could customize your home if there's enough money in the renovations, but it could be something simple. I had one I did not long ago. They just redid the kitchen for $30,000 and it was perfect.
Do you see that there are more common rehab loans in today's market?
I think as people like you do these videos and become more knowledgeable about them, they're becoming more popular. On Long Island, there's not a ton of new builds. So it's a lot of grandma's house or a home that's been lived in by a family for 20 years. So that's what people are competing against. So I think they're becoming more popular.
As a buyer who might not know what a rehab loan is, and this is the first time they're hearing about it, what is something that is perceived as scary in a rehab loan?
It seems like a big undertaking. So when you explain it, it's a lot and could probably overwhelm a buyer who is already overwhelmed in this market trying to find a home. But it's really on the real estate agent and the loan officer to guide that buyer so it's nice and easy. We've done a ton of them. So, you know, as long as we have a list of contractors, you can use your own contractor. It doesn't have to be a specific one. They have to be licensed and insured, but you do have options there. So it's not as scary as it sounds. And with the right team, it can be done smoothly.
Usually from start to finish, how long does it take the rehab loan process?
So it would only be slightly longer than a regular transaction because you do need to get a contractor in there to give you an itemized printout on how much the costs are going to be because the appraiser uses that. But the work starts after you close. So, you know, it's not much longer than a normal thing. You could get it done in well under 60 days.
Okay. And I do have to ask the question that everyone's thinking, what is the interest rate?
Interest rates, again, are only maybe slightly higher than on a regular loan. It's nothing crazy at all. Now, I would mention there, you do need a little money in reserves. So it's about 10%. So if you're doing a $30,000 kitchen, you would need $3,000 in reserves in case something happens. You know, they rip down a wall, they see another problem, there's money to cover that. But if the money's not used, it gets applied to your principal.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Are there any prepayment penalties with this type of loan?
Nope, no prepayment penalties. FHA does it, conventional does it. It's just like a normal loan. It really is a loan that is not utilized enough. And I wish I did it on my first house.
Yeah. What is the minimum down payment? You mentioned FHA. Wouldn't that be just 3.5%?
Just 3.5%.
So you can get a rehab loan with 3.5% down.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable loan.
That's crazy.
So, you know, if you find a dream area, you know, a lot of buyers are like, oh, I want to be on this block or in this town. It has to be, but they're priced out of that town. They could find a house in that town that is a little bit dilapidated. They're pre-approved, let's say 700, and they find one for 400. You could do $300,000 renovation in the home and really customize it into anything you want.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That really is great.
It's a fun loan.
What is one of your favorite rehab loans that you've done for one of your clients?
All right. I did one. It was the buyers wanted to be in the Half Hollow Hills School District.
Okay.
So that was where they were. It's where they wanted to be. And there was a house for sale. It was $300,000. It was a tiny little thing, but the property was decent. We did a $345,000 renovation, and the home ended up being it was almost near $800,000. So they walked into a ton of equity, but they customized it exactly the way they wanted it. So it was a great, they were just so happy with it, but they got to be in the school district that they wanted to be in.
That's amazing because, as we know in the market today, new constructions are going for a lot of money,
Yeah,
and
crazy.
it's hard for people to put that much down and stuff like that. So a rehab loan is pretty much saying, here is a home DIY, you can customize it the way you want, and you don't need to put that much down.
Right. I saw a new build recently, and it was a beautiful home. I loved it. But on the second floor, there was a dog bath. I don't have a dog. I would love a dog one day, but I don't have a dog right now. So that doesn't appeal to me. And
Yeah.
that's like, what a waste of space and
on
money.
the
I would have done
second
it.
floor?
It was on the second floor. Yeah, it was right next to the laundry room.
Yeah.
So it was beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but that could have been something else that I would have rathered for that money in that spot. And with the rehab loan, you can do whatever you want.
Wow, that's awesome. So, your favorite thing about a rehab loan that they can take away with?
It's not as hard as you think. I'm an expert in them, and I love to talk about them. So reach out to me. I'll talk your ear off all day.
Perfect. So if you are thinking about buying a home and you have not considered a rehab loan, Glenn is an amazing loan officer, and he would walk you through every process.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.